Fans, it's Mike Brown here on the pregame show, getting ready for game number 3 between Washington and Arizona State. Sun Devils have won the first 2 games, 6-4 in game 1. That game was suspended by rain on Friday night, completed yesterday afternoon, and then after that one was finished, they went on and played another game, and the Sun Devils won that one by the final score of 2-0. So here in the third and final contest, the Huskies get one more shot at the top-ranked Sun Devils, ranked number 1 in both of the national polls. It's been a very busy day, and we've already seen a nice sign of sportsmanship put on by the Huskies. Being that it's senior day, they did ignore the fact that there are seniors on the opposing team, and they gave flowers to each and every one of the seniors who will be playing their final game here at Husky Softball Stadium as well. Well, time now for me to bring in my broadcast partner, a guy who anticipates Father's Day every year and wants it to get here so bad he just goes and celebrates it on Mother's Day instead. It's my color commentator, John Colley. Johnny?
Hey, can't a guy like flowers too? I mean, what's wrong with that?
And candy.
Oh, well, obviously the candy.
I noticed, yeah, as a matter of fact. Well, John, I'll tell you what, we've already talked about it a little bit. We got Seniors Day today. We got Mother's Day today. We got Make-A-Wish Foundation Day as they're auctioning off the special pink jerseys that the Huskies are wearing. Did you get your bid in on anybody?
Bad news for Olivia.
Uh-oh.
I got outbid on Nikki Williams' jersey. I was in there for a while, and the big spenders came late, and I was out.
Oh, man. What a go for it, you know?
It was over $200 when I last saw it.
Wow. I'm not surprised. Well, Nikki Williams taking her place at first base as the Huskies take the field here at Husky Softball Stadium. We'll be talking about the 3 seniors that are being honored this afternoon. And we once again extend a very special and happy Mother's Day to all moms listening in this afternoon. There's plenty of them in the stands here today, and lots of flowers being handed out as well. But we got a ball game to talk about as well, and we see right-hander Brianna Walker getting the start in this third and final game of the series. Brianna Walker, more or less the number 2 pitcher in the rotation for the Huskies. She hasn't seen a lot of action recently, and I know the Huskies want to see her succeed badly as a support system for number 1 Caitlin Inglesby. And Walker, getting her warm-up throws in right now, comes in with a 3-4 record and an ERA of 4.57. John, I know you and I want just as badly as the Husky coaching staff to see Brianna improve her game, and it certainly would help the team at this particular point of the season if she were to start to elevate it.
Well, you got to look at when you get into regional play, and there's so much parity in softball these days that there's a possibility you lose sometime in a regional. Then you've got to come back and play a couple of games in a row for a couple of days. That's tough with only one pitcher. Now, the Huskies won a national championship with one arm in Danielle Laurie, but that was a very special arm. More and more across softball today, the most successful teams have a pair of pitchers, and we see it with Arizona State with not only Dallas Escobedo, but Mackenzie Popescu as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Brianna Walker can perform well today, win or lose, it'll certainly help her confidence and the teams if she's taking on the number 1 team in the nation. Caitlin Boyd stepping in to lead things off, and the first pitch from Walker is up high, so the count 1-0. So we are underway here at Husky Softball Stadium. Team has a banquet scheduled for later on this afternoon to honor the seniors and kick off the postseason. More or less, I mean, they still have 3 more regular season games after today, but this is their final home game and a last chance to do something like they're doing this afternoon before they hit the road one more time. Illegal pitch being called on Brianna Walker. So she's being talked to by the umpires, and hopefully can get that straightened out.
Looked like they were saying down, which means she was probably coming up. She's got to keep contact with the mound, with the rubber, with that foot.
Next delivery now, swung on, and a fly ball hit foul and out of play down the left field line. So make it 2-1 on the hitter, Caitlin Boyd. Boyd, a senior and a junior, and a very special player for head coach Clint Meyer. We've talked over the last couple of days how she leads the team in batting average, home runs, RBIs, and stolen bases. She is the starting shortstop and bats leadoff as well. But next pitch misses, so it's now 3-1.
Caitlin Inglesby did a fantastic job against her. Caitlin Boyd just 1 for 6 against Caitlin with 2 runs scored and an RBI. 1 walk, no strikeouts.
She's a left-handed hitter up there who swings at the next pitch, hits a fly ball in the left field, but it's going to drop in front of Jenna Clifton for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Caitlin Boyd. That's what she did in game number 1. And like John said, that was the only hit allowed by Caitlin Inglesby over the course of 2 games to a very tough hitter. Leslie Rogers due up now.
And that's one of those, because she can hit for power as well as slap, she created that base hit, because Jenna Clifton, you have to respect her. You've got to play back. Wasn't able to come up and get that Texas leaguer.
Here's Rogers now showing bunt on the first pitch, and it's in for a called strike. Here's our umpiring crew today. Smokey Eds behind the plate. Fred Barker's up the first base line, and Tanya Gehrig is the third base umpire. She's over at second base right now with a runner on at first. That would be Caitlin Boyd. The count is 0-1 on Leslie Rogers. And the next delivery from Walker gets away from Shauna Wright. That's going to allow Boyd to head on down to second base. That one out of the zone to even the count at 1-1. Probably going to rule that a wild pitch on Brianna Walker, allowing Boyd to advance. All right, just like that, Arizona State has a runner in scoring position.
Mike, for those who've been following us the last couple of days, at least we got the umpires right very first time. So, hey.
There's been some changes, that's for sure, with those guys. Here's a swing and a ground ball right back up the middle. Gets under the glove of Walker out into center field. Boyd's going to be held up at third base. And the Sun Devils have runners at first and third. Still nobody out for number 3 hitter, Kaylin Castillo.
And I think that's the only reason that Boyd wasn't sent. That ball hit Brianna Walker's glove, Maggie Wagner's glove, and both of those slowed the ball enough before it got to Kimmy Pullman that Boyd would have been able to score on that play. But Coach Meyer, having had a couple runner throw out at the plate already and nobody out, not going to take the chance.
So Brianna Walker in a little bit of trouble here in the top of the first inning. We're just underway, and the first 2 batters have both singled. She's thrown a wild pitch in between, and Sun Devils have runners at the corners with nobody out, and Kaylin Castillo, the catcher, due up. Batting .360 as is Castillo, and the first pitch to her is a called strike, 0-1.
Would not be surprised to see Rogers taking off, trying to put something on and see if the Sun Devils can steal a run.
Rogers is over at first base. Boyd is on at third. And the pitch. Outside, throw down to third base. Morgan Stewart, they caught her off the bag. But are they going to say interference, I think, perhaps on the part of Morgan Stewart? Either that or Boyd somehow got her foot back on the bag.
They called interference. They said that Morgan Stewart impeded the runner before she had the ball. She was in position to make the play. I don't think she moved in the runner's way. I
think she caught the ball, was just standing there.
And the runner ran into
her, yeah.
Tanya Gehrig has missed a few calls already this weekend and is not endearing herself to any Husky fans with that call.
So Arizona State may have caught a break right there as Heather Tarr continues to talk with Tanya Gehrig, who's not giving in. Boyd is going to stay put at third base.
Nice play by Shauna Wright. There should have picked up her pitcher right there with an out, but Tanya Gehrig, again, not giving the Huskies the benefit of the call.
And to Wright's credit, she had to throw over the hitter, Castillo, who's a right-handed batter. Count is 1-1. Here's the pitch, and it's down in the dirt. That'll move it to 2-1 now. On the hitter, Kaylin Castillo. Huskies wearing their special pink top uniforms today. Auction them off before the game with the money going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Next delivery now, and that one's low and inside. Huskies with the white pants, purple stirrups. They also have the long-sleeve purple shirts underneath the pink tops, purple and pink. Pretty colorful out there, to say the least.
It's a pretty good combination, though.
Kind of like it.
Kind of looks like Easter to me, Mike.
Here's the 3-1 delivery. That swung on. Ground ball going to get through the hole on the left side, and that'll score Boyd from third base, and Arizona State has the early 1-0 lead on Washington.
Unfortunately, the no call at third base, or the call of obstruction on the part of Morgan Stewart, comes back to haunt the Huskies.
So that'll put runners at first and second now as Rogers moves into second. Castillo on at first with the RBI single. And a 1-0 lead for Arizona State. Still nobody out. And Walker's getting a visit from pitching coach Lance Glasso right now. Trying to go over things, probably reminding her, okay, here's what we talked about before the game. Let's kind of get back to what we were planning and see if we can start getting some outs right here, because she does need outs badly.
The fact is, Arizona State puts the bat on the ball. The defense has got to be ready to play behind Brianna.
Well, here's Krista Donenworth, one of the seniors that were given a bouquet of flowers right after the lineups were announced here at Husky Softball Stadium. Nice gesture on the part of the Huskies to honor the seniors on the other team. First pitch way inside to her, and it looks like it hit her on the upper thigh. She's going to be awarded first base, and that'll load things up for the very dangerous Annie Lockwood.
Smokey Ed's doing the right thing, because it sounds like that ball hit the bat before it actually hit the runner, so it's going to be called a strike. He went out and got help from both of the field umpires because he could not tell, and with that, it's strike one on Erfer, and one of the more painful strikes that you're going to have on Donowar, excuse me.
All right, so it'll be strike one instead of a hit batter. Clint Myers, the head coach for Arizona State, is not happy about it. He's talking to Smokey Eds, the home plate ump, right now, and still continuing the argument. In fact, he wants to get another opinion, and he's going to Fred Barker, the first base ump, to see what he has to say about it.
And Mike, you could pick it up. It actually, you heard it hit the bat before it hit Donnerworth, and that's if the ball hits the bat first, that's a strike.
No matter what happens after that. So Barker is not exactly barking at Clint Myers, but he's somewhat emphatic that, okay, whatever the home plate umpire says, I agree with it, and that's the way it's going to be.
And then Clint Myers, always the gamer, then walks right through the circle where the Huskies are having a meeting. He's such a baseball guy. He's got to play the mind games, and thought he'd walk right through their little conference.
Myers, in his sixth season, heading up the ASU softball program, was a longtime baseball coach before that at the junior college level. So the count is 0-1 on Krista Donenworth. Runners are on at first and second, still nobody out. Now she lays down a bunt. Brianna Walker going to backhand it, make the throw to first, and it's there in time to get Donenworth for a very important out number one. On the play, Rogers and Castillo each move up 60 feet. So second and third for Arizona State, one out. And here comes the very dangerous Annie Lockwood.
It was a great play by Brianna Walker, because that ball got all the way to the circle. And she had a long throw, good bunt by Donenworth, but just doesn't have the speed to beat that out.
Goes down as a sacrifice as they move the runners along. And now Lockwood, who's torn up the Huskies for the most part this weekend, is up there, and the first pitch to her misses inside.
How about 4 for 7 with a run and 3 RBIs, 1 walk, no strikeouts.
And also hit a ball that was a hard ground ball down the third base line. Morgan Stewart backhanded it nicely, but made a wide throw to first, was ruled an error, and it got a run in. Next delivery in for a called strike, 1-1, and that's still a good play. Like if one of the Huskies did that, we'd be talking about how important that was.
She drove in a run with a hard hit, and plus she was the one who hit the home run as the game was restarted yesterday morning.
Next delivery swung on. There's a line drive to straightaway center field. That's going to score 1 run as Myers puts the brakes on Castillo at third, and Arizona State has just increased their lead to 2-0 here in the first, still just 1 away.
That was Brianna Walker's changeup. It's her best pitch, and Lockwood just did a great job. Waited on it, waited it out, let it get deep into her, and sent it right back up the middle. So many times you see players on that changeup get ahead of it and pull it foul. She just waited and put it right back up the middle.
So Lockwood continues to terrorize the Huskies. Moving along, here's first baseman Mandy Erfer. Right-handed hitter up there. Walker's first pitch to her is going to miss a little bit outside, 1-0. This is the lineup for the Sun Devils has remained the same all 3 games with the exception of the bottom 4 in today's game. Clint Myers moving up number 7, 8, and 9 to 6, 7, 8, and taking the number 6 hitter, moving her down to 9. That would be Sam Parlick. Next pitch, in for a called strike, 1-1 on Erfer.
Parlick, the only Sun Devil in the lineup who doesn't have a hit this weekend. That's why she's being moved down.
Struck out a couple of times yesterday as the change misses up high. So make it 2-1 on Mandy Erfer, batting .339 with 9 home runs and 44 RBIs.
Sun Devils showing a lot of respect for Shauna Wright's arm by not sending anybody with runners at first and third.
Next delivery, way inside, so make it 3-1. Brianna Walker off to a lousy start as she just gets called now for an illegal pitch. That's going to allow both runners to move up 60 feet. That means Castillo comes in to score, and now it's a 3-0 ball game in favor of Arizona State.
And the pitch is also a ball to the hitter, so now the count's 3-1 to Mandy Erfer.
So Brianna Walker not off to the kind of start she would like. Next pitch swung on and fouled back. So we're full now on Mandy Erfer. Runner at second, still just the one out, and already 3 runs are in for the Sun Devils.
The least popular person in Husky Softball Stadium this weekend is right down there at third base right now, Tanya Garrick.
Well, there's still only be 2 out. Think about it. Here comes the full count pitch. Change swung on. High fly ball left field. Back on it is Clifton and Pullman. Pullman's going to make the call and the catch on the warning track for out number 2. Tagging up and moving into third base is Annie Lockwood. And the Huskies now 1 out from getting out of this disastrous first inning.
And that would have scored the run from third anyway. That ball was so deep. Nice play by Kimmy Pullman going all the way over into left center field against the NCAA Regionals sign. Was able to corral the ball, made a strong throw, and still not good enough to get the runner at third.
Here's Alex Johnson swinging at the first offering and fouling it off, 0-1.
Yesterday, the Huskies in Johnson's first at-bat had played her up on the left field side. She hit it over Victoria Haywood's head, so we see Jenna Clifton playing deep in left field to the lefty.
Next delivery to Johnson, swung on, ground ball right side. Maggie Wagner takes it on a few hops, throws the first, and it is just in time to get Johnson for out number 3. And the inning mercifully comes to an end, but not before the Sun Devils score 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The score, Sun Devils 3 and the Huskies coming to bat.
Neighbors are great sources of advice. It's no different when it comes to your health. You just need to talk to the right neighbor. Like your UW Neighborhood Clinic, part of the UW Medicine Health System. Take it from Steph Walker, who breathes easier without the bronchitis. Or the Renoir family, whose girls have their annual checkup every November. You'll find 7 UW Neighborhood Clinics across the Puget Sound region. UW Medicine Health System. From here, we change the world. Read more stories at uwmedicine.org/stories.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
Today's Huskies broadcast is brought to you in part by James G. Murphy Company. See them on the web at murphyauction.com. By MCR Roofing. Bad roof? No more. By Emerald Cove Catering Company. Turn off the stove and call the Cove. By Clean Crawls. Excellence in serving people. And by Cedar Ridge Materials Incorporated. Spreading rock one driveway at a time.
Well, the Huskies not off to the start they were hoping for, so now they're just going to have to go to work offensively and try to work into that 3-0 lead that the Arizona State Sun Devils have given their starting pitcher, Mackenzie Popescu, to get the ball game going. Welcome back. It's Mike Brown here along with John Cowley on Mother's Day and Senior Day here at Husky Softball Stadium. These Arizona State Sun Devils, ranked number 1 in the nation, lead it by the score of 3-0 as the Huskies come to bat for the first time in the ball game. Kimmy Pullman, Jen Salling, and Nikki Williams due up for Washington here in the first. Pullman, a junior, out of Sammamish, Washington, to get things started for the Huskies. As usual, she has the infield drawn in all the way around for Arizona State, swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. So the count 0-1 on Kimmy Pullman. Pullman leading the Huskies an average at .438. She's got 3 home runs and 28 RBIs. Left-handed hitter up there facing Mackenzie Popescu, who we're seeing for the first time this weekend. Popescu, a right-hander, and a freshman out of Scottsdale, Arizona. The next pitch is going to miss inside for ball 1, 1-1.
Popescu and Escobedo both have the quick wind-up instead of the long, slower wind-up you see in a Brianna Walker and a Caitlin Inglesby. They've got those quick wind-ups.
Next pitch from Popescu. A bunt being laid down beautifully in front of the plate by Pullman. Scooped up by Donenworth, but her throw to first way late, and Kimmy's on with the bunt single to get things going here in the first.
Nobody was going to get Kimmy on that. She placed that perfectly. Stayed right in front of the plate, too far away for Kaylin Castillo to jump up and get. Long, long run for Krista Donenworth, even though she was playing up. So nice piece of hitting by Kimmy Pullman, showing her that she can bunt, slap, and swing away. Great bunt.
And what was great about it, too, is not only did you get it down, but to have it kind of die. Or not die necessarily, but roll slowly where it doesn't go too fast, not too slow. And everybody has to congregate, and someone's got to decide who's going to field the ball. And it takes so long that the runner can get down the baseline easily. Well, here's Jen Salling looking to come through and move Pullman along. And Huskies trying to get at least one back from the three that Arizona State put up in the top half of the inning. First pitch in for a called strike.
Well, the first game was not a pitcher's duel. Saw a lot of offense from both teams in Game 1. Game 2, a different story.
Up 2-0 in that second game. The change is going to miss down low, make it 1-1 on Salling.
Only one of those 2 runs was earned, so offense not the name of the game in yesterday's ball game.
Salling, one of the 3 seniors being honored here on Senior Day, swings at the next pitch. A one-hopper hit the first. They're going to go and get the lead runner at second, and now the relay to first is in time to get Salling and complete the double play. You rarely see grounded into double plays in D1 softball, and especially against the Huskies, who have great speed. 2 of the better ones right there, but the Sun Devils double them up. The ball is hit in the perfect spot.
Well, Jen Salling from the left side of the plate, too, and hustles down the line. Just she hit the ball so hard, and Erfer made a great play. First a strong throw there to second, and then to get back to cover the base.
So here's Nikki Williams taking a pitch down low, 1-0. So a Husky potential threat getting erased quickly. They have to start all over with 2 out. Next pitch to Nikki. That grazes the inner part of the plate, and that'll even the count at 1-1.
Popescu does not have the power that you see in a Dallas Escobedo, but you can already tell she's got a much tighter spin, bigger break on her ball than Escobedo does.
Next pitch from Popescu. And that one up a little bit high, maybe inside, to move the count to 2-1. Told you the Huskies have the pink top uniforms today with the purple numbers. Arizona wearing their gray uniforms, top and bottom, with the very familiar maroon trim and gold. Swinging a line drive foul down the first baseline. So it's 2-2 on Nikki Williams.
A lot of the Huskies have added pink shoelaces to their cleats. Nikki Williams not one of them, but on deck you see Caitlin Inglesby with the pink shoelaces.
Weather-wise, some very nice conditions, at least to start the ball game. There's quite a bit of clouds in the sky, but right now the sun peering in between them and filling up the field here at Husky Softball Stadium. The pitch misses, and we're full now on Nikki Williams. Not much of a breeze to speak of, certainly no wind. You see the flags moving around a little bit, but not much. Makes it very comfortable for the fans, not to mention the players. Next pitch, a change, and that misses down low. And Nikki Williams draws a walk here with 2 out in the first inning. And here comes cleanup hitter Caitlin Inglesby.
That walk is something that Nikki does a lot of. She's got 38 walks on the season to just 26 strikeouts. Leads the Huskies in that category.
Here's Inglesby now, who's really shined at the plate this season. First pitch to her, down low. There's a snap throw down to first base, and Nikki Williams dives back in just ahead of the swipe tag by the first baseman, Mandy Erfer. That was close.
Caitlin against Arizona State just 1 for 6, but she's hit the ball hard a couple other times, just right at people. One was snagged by Donenworth yesterday in the final inning.
Next pitch swung on. There's a line drive out in the left field for a base hit. Nikki Williams off on the pitch. She's rounding second and will slide into third ahead of the throw. Now the relay to second, and that's not in time. Inglesby got under the tag of the second baseman, Sam Parlick, and just like that, the Huskies have runners at second and third with 2 out for the next hitter, Shauna Wright.
Well, the Huskies came obviously with their bats. Kimmy Pullman getting on base. Jen Salling hit the ball hard just to the wrong place. After the walk, Caitlin Inglesby hits it to the left. Takes Taylor Harrell almost the wall, had to come a long way. Nikki easily making it into third. And then Caitlin, smart base running. Going behind it when the throw went to third, got into second base.
Looked a little dangerous there when the throw came down to second. She just got under that tag, and she will be credited with a single and then taking second on the throw down the third base trying to get Williams. Either way, the Huskies have 2 runners in scoring position. Let's see if Shauna Wright can come through with 2 out here in the first. Sun Devils lead it 3-0. Pitch on the way, and that went a little inside to Shauna Wright, the Husky catcher. Wright, a 5'9" freshman out of Lancaster, California. She's come through in the past with runners in scoring position. Let's see if she can do it right here. Next pitch from Popescu, and that one is going to miss outside.
Last year, that was her thing, that her batting average went higher the more runners in scoring position. This year hasn't had as many opportunities to drive in runs, but looks really comfortable in the box this weekend.
Next pitch from Popescu now, swung on, ground ball hit back up the middle, going to be gloved by Boyd. She'll throw to second across the body while in the air. Nice athletic play right there to retire Shauna Wright for out number 3. So a late rally by the Huskies gets snuffed out, and we'll go to the second with the score. Sun Devils 3 and the Huskies nothing.
Is your family making a retirement living decision? Consider Norse Home Retirement and Assisted Living. Norse Home is a not-for-profit continuing care community on Finney Ridge, serving Seattle with compassionate care for 50 years. Come for their monthly Sunday brunch and discover their quality services, sterling reputation, and fabulous location with a $1 million view. Plus, enjoy free breakfast. Find out more at norsehome.org. Norse Home Retirement and Assisted Living. There's no place like Norse Home.
There's really only one way to save time and money when buying or selling a home, and that's by working with a trained real estate agent like those at Quorum Laurelhurst. They'll expertly guide you through the complex maze of negotiating a good deal. Quorum Laurelhurst may already have the buyer or the property you're looking for, so see them today at 3505 Northeast 45th, near the Husky Ball Field, or call 522-7003. Quorum Laurelhurst, serving Seattle's finest neighborhoods.
Let's move on to the second inning, shall we? Mike Brown here along with John Colley at Husky Softball Stadium. The final home regular season game for the Washington Huskies, which means it's the final home regular season game for their 3 seniors, Morgan Stewart, Jen Salling, and Ashley Tuiasosopo, all 3 of which down participating in the game here this afternoon, the third and final game between the Huskies and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Been a busy day as we've been telling you. Senior Day, Mother's Day, Make-A-Wish Foundation Day. I also want to give a little shout out to a couple of guys doing a job shadow here up in the press box with us, John. We got Alex Payton, who's from Shorewood High School. He's a sophomore there, along with Andre Saar, who's a junior. Is that right, Andre? At Seattle Academy. So welcome to these 2 guys to the broadcast booth. Maybe future broadcasters for all we know, John.
You never know.
Might be taking our jobs away someday.
Well, we're getting older, Mike. We got to have somebody get in here.
No kidding. Ready to go back to action here in the top of the second inning. Taylor Harrow, the left fielder, leading things off. And Brianna Walker's first pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0.
You know, Mike, I haven't had my opportunity to say Happy Mother's Day to Sheila. She and Olivia spending the day together after Sheila walked a half marathon this morning.
Oh, my.
That's how she celebrated Mother's Day.
Next pitch up high to Harrow, make it 2-0. Wasn't a fundraiser or anything.
No,
kind of
just
doing her own thing.
Something she and a friend wanted to do, and I don't know, maybe she's trying to remember labor pains or something. Put yourself through that kind of torture. 13 miles she walked already this morning. So
wow.
Well, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Sheila. Here's the 2-0 ground ball hit to Wagner at second. Easy throw over to first base and a quick out number 1 as Harrow grounds out. That one will go 4-3. Hey, folks, do you remember the 1940s? Well, many of us don't, but KC Martin Automotive and KC Martin Transmissions certainly remember. They were established in 1948, and their goal was and still is to provide you with the latest technology, the highest quality, the most affordable rate, and to do it in a minimum amount of time. Thank goodness some things never change. Why don't you find out more at kcmartin.com. That's kcmartin.com. Glad to have them on board for our softball broadcast. Walker misses on the first delivery to Sam Parlick, and now the next pitch is on the way, and that one down low to make it 2-0.
As we said, Parlick, the one Arizona State hitter who's having trouble getting it going, so Brianna Walker's got to go right after her.
Parlick still batting .315 with 10 homers and 37 RBIs this season. Next pitch, little pop-up infield variety, and Jen Salin will run it down behind second base for out number 2. And we go to the top of the lineup for Caitlin Boyd.
Now it gets tougher.
Yes, indeed. Boyd, a leadoff single to begin the ball game back in the first. Eventually came around to score the first of 3 Sun Devil runs that inning. And they do lead it 3-0 here in the top of the second. First delivery from Walker swung on. There's a line drive that's going to drop out into right center field for a base hit. Kimmy Pullman scoops it up off the grass. And a 2-out single, by Caitlin Boyd.
So Brianna Walker wanted to get ahead in the count. Caitlin Boyd said, I'll take that, puts it right back up the middle. Kimmy Pullman gets it in, keeps her at first base. But you do have to keep an eye on her, because she is the leader in stolen bases, as we've said.
In case anybody had any questions as to whether or not Arizona State deserves to be number 1 in both the national polls, I think they've pretty much shown why this weekend, John, why they're up there. Now, let's remember something. With polls, it's an opinion thing. And
right.
Not only that, but there's not a whole lot of difference between number 1 and number 10, okay?
No.
I don't care what sport you're talking about. But still, to sit at the top, you got to be good. And the Sun Devils have certainly shown that this weekend, to their credit. Next pitch misses, make it 2-0 on Leslie Rogers, who's up there now.
Definitely a strong offensive team. 2 young pitchers in the circle, but what's impressed me most is their execution on defense. They've made every play they've had to make.
And continue to put pressure on you offensively. They go deep into counts normally. They've been swinging and then putting the ball in play a little bit sooner so far today. We still got a long way to go.
Well, probably a little bit different scouting report on Brianna Walker than there is on Caitlin Inglesby.
Rogers, a left-handed hitter, awaiting the next delivery, and here it comes. And Walker's going to get it just over the outer edge of the plate for a strike. It's 3-1. Walker taking her time between pitches and now ready to deliver once again. Here it comes, and it's low and outside. So she issues a walk to Leslie Rogers, and that puts runners on at first and second now, 2 out, and Kaylin Castillo coming up. Castillo an RBI single to score the first run in the first inning.
Castillo is one of the Sun Devils who does like to swing earlier in the count.
Well, let's see if she does so right here, and hopefully can hit it right at a Husky to get him out of this inning. Brianna Walker got the first 2 hitters before giving up a single to Boyd and then walking Rogers. First pitch to Castillo, and that's a called strike, so she gets out in front of the hitter. Always a good sign, but boy, putting away these Sun Devil hitters is pretty tough.
It's no easy feat.
See, one of the local TV stations sent a cameraman out to film a little bit of the game. Here's a ground ball hit to Morgan Stewart at third. She turns, then throws to third base. She had an idea to go to second, maybe tag the runner coming from second, but then went and got the sure out and got out of the inning. So, no runs for Arizona State here in the second, a hit, and no errors with 2 runners left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. It's Arizona State 3, Washington nothing.
If your attic or crawl space has been damaged by smoke, water, mold, or rodents, the last thing you want to do is crawl around trying to clean it up. So call Clean Crawls. We specialize in crawl space cleanups for commercial and residential accounts. Whether it's lower crawls or attics, we feature insulation removal and installation, vapor barrier removal and replacement, and odor elimination and sanitizing. Let us know how we can help you. Find us online at cleancrawl.com.
Petra Mediterranean Bistro invites you to enjoy the ultimate in Mediterranean dining and cuisine. Our mission is to offer our guests an exquisite dining experience with an extensive variety of appetizers, authentic dishes, and our house-made specialties. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or dessert, come discover the authentic tastes of Jordan, Lebanon, Greece, Turkey, and Northern Africa right here in Seattle at 2501 4th Avenue. For reservations or catering information, call 206-728-5389 or see us at petrabistro.com.
Here we go to the bottom of the second inning, a 3-0 lead for the Arizona State Sun Devils. I've mentioned multiple times they're ranked number 1 in both national polls. The Huskies also ranked number 11 in the USA Softball ESPN.com poll. They're also number 13 in the NFCA poll. Washington taking their lumps in Pac-10 play. They've lost 3 straight overall in 8 of their last 10. They've also lost 4 straight series after Arizona State won the first 2 of this series. Washington trying to salvage 1 before their home schedule comes to an end. Here's Jenna Clifton, the lead off the second. And the first pitch on the way from Popescu swung on. One hopper hit the third. Donenworth, who's very tall, gloves it easily and fires the first. A quick out, number 1. That'll bring up Maggie Wagner.
There are a couple third basemen that might go over their head, but no chance with Krista Donenworth. She got that just a little bit above eye height. Made an easy throw.
So Maggie Wagner, who sang the national anthem right before the ball game, I didn't know she was that good of a singer. Had you ever heard anything about her?
I think she did it once
that?
Last year. I definitely had heard her once before, so I think for Mom's Day, Senior Day, an appropriate day to have Maggie come out. She's also quite the dancer. I remember their freshman year last year, we were with a team down in L.A., and each class had to do a dance, and she and Amanda Fitzsimmons put on a show.
That was a show. Yep, certainly was. She swung and missed at the first pitch, trying to slap her way on. Now she tries to lay down a bunt, but fouls it off. And the count quickly 0-2 on Wags. Maggie getting a chance to play at second base a few weeks ago when we were in Tucson taking on Arizona, and she played exceptionally well in that first game and has held on to that spot pretty much ever since.
She's number 3 in the lineup in batting average in Pac-10 play at .321, so doing a nice job since being inserted.
Next pitch swung on, 2-hopper hit the second. Parlick will grab it and underhand to first for out number 2. So score at 4-3, 2 out and nobody on for third baseman Morgan Stewart.
She'd been going the other way all weekend long, tried to pull one on an inside pitch and just didn't get on top of it enough to get a high enough bounce, because if it gets out to the second baseman that quickly, it's an easy little toss.
Well, Stewart stepping in now. One of the 3 seniors on the Huskies. Takes a pitch for a called strike, 0-1. So Morgan Stewart, Ashley Tuiasosopo, and Jen Salling, the 3 seniors being honored here today. And will be later on this afternoon. Next delivery now, and that's a called strike. So quickly 0-2. At 5 o'clock, the Huskies are going to have their postseason kickoff and senior award banquet. First time they've ever done something like this. John and I looking forward to emceeing that event at the Tom James Center. Pitch swung on and grounded just foul up the third base line. So still 0-2 on Stewart. John, you got all your jokes ready?
I don't have anything ready yet, Mike. It's not
going
to be till 5 o'clock.
Oh, you got all kinds of time.
We're good. I've got a couple of stories, though.
All right. You can also get online, maybe come up with something if you had to.
I've got my Mike Brown story. When we talk about postseason play and the Huskies' history, you know, you've been there a long time when you become a regular at one of the watering holes.
Oh, boy. Next pitch is way up high to Stewart, so 1-2 on the Husky third baseman.
And cheers, they say everybody knows your name. And normally it's got to be a neighborhood bar where that's going to happen. But for Mike Brown, it happened in a bar in Oklahoma City because the Huskies were just there every year. They got to know Brownie. He was the hockey guy.
Shows you how strong his program is that they keep going back to Oklahoma City. Next pitch to Morgan Stewart. It's going to drop down low for a ball just below the knees. Stewart this year batting .274. She has 7 home runs and 28 RBIs. A senior out of Riverside, California. Batting in the number 8 spot today. Swings and chops one foul again up the third base line. 2-2.
Huskies putting the bat on the ball, and not surprised when you look at Popescu's numbers. The hitters are 231 against her in Pac-10 play. She's got 21 strikeouts in 27 innings and 61 strikeouts in 88 innings overall. So not the strikeout pitcher you get with Dallas Escobedo.
Sun coming back out from behind the clouds as the pitch is swung on, and a one-hopper hit back to Popescu, who fires the first for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning, all ground outs for the Huskies here in the second. We'll go to the third with the score. The Sun Devils 3, Washington nothing.
Lewis, my last text message asked if you were getting my text, and you texted back no.
Strange times, Clark.
I sent you a link to Horizon Air and AlaskaAir.com.
As long as you're not asking to friend me.
There were all sorts of interesting things there. Can you guess how many miles you get just for signing up for the mileage plan?
7.
500.
Close.
And guess how many flights Horizon and Alaska have out of Seattle?
7.
I'll give you a hint. More than any other airline.
7.
More than 200. And how many cities Alaska and Horizon fly to nonstop from Seattle?
Not 7.
I have no idea, but I bet I could find it online.
You do that, and then go to iwishclarkwouldshutupnow.com.
Once I have the answer, I'll text it to you.
Text this, Clark.
Lewis?
Join the Alaska Airlines mileage plan and earn generous miles towards free worldwide travel on Alaska, Horizon, and our many mileage plan partners. Sign up today at alaskaair.com.
Boy, the Sun just filling up the field here at Husky Softball Stadium as we go to the top of the third inning. A 3-0 lead for the Arizona State Sun Devils. All three coming in the first inning. They'll come to bat here in the top of the third and send up their number 4, 5, and 6 hitters against Husky starter Brianna Walker. Walker, after a rough first inning, settled down in the second, got the first 2 hitters before giving up a 2-out single and then walking a batter, but then got a ground out on Kaylin Castillo to get out of the inning. Let's see how she does here in the third. Leading things off, Krista Donenworth, the third baseman. Donenworth, one of a number of seniors on the Arizona State team. Dangerous hitter for sure at .355 with 5 homers and 47 RBIs. Swings and lifts a fly ball into left field. Salling going back on it and running it down with a backhanded grab for out number 1. So that'll bring up right fielder Annie Lockwood, who's been nothing but trouble for Husky pitchers in this series. She singled, an RBI single back in the first, following up what's been a couple other very good games for her at the plate. On Friday in game number 1, Lockwood was 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs. There's a ground ball to Salling, who fires the first in time and gets Lockwood 6-3. That's about the easiest at-bat the Huskies have had against Annie Lockwood in this ball game. So the hitter will be Mandy Erfer. Well, being that it's Mother's Day, one of our traditional things is to try to pluck one of the moms out of the crowd and bring her on up into the press box. And here doing the duty this year is Morgan Stewart's mom, Rowena. Hi, Rowena. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Great. Great to see you. It's nice to talk to you on the air for a change. You ever been on the radio before?
Nope.
And she doesn't seem too excited about it now either.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Hey, it's Mother's Day. It's your day. We're trying to honor you here. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It's also Senior Day.
Yeah.
And having just an emotional, probably weekend for
it is
in more ways than one. It's a good occasion.
It certainly is. Well, that's one reason why we wanted to have you up there. Here's a swing and a high fly ball hit by Erfer out in left field. Jenna Clifton to make the call and the catch for out number 3. And Rowena's going to hang on with us through the bottom of the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the third with the score. Arizona State 3, the Huskies nothing.
Installing, refinishing, or restoring your hardwood floors? Artisan Hardwood Floors provides the highest quality craftsmanship at the most affordable price. For generations, we've been working hard to earn your trust and exceed your expectations. We're experts in all types of hardwood services and specialize in sweetest finish with a wide range of color and top finishes, whether it's installation, sanding, refinishing, restoration, or stairwork. Call 206-933-1703 or 425-644-9639 or go to artisanhardwoodfloors.com.
We all need advice sometimes. When it comes to your vision, talk to people who've been there. They'll point you to UW Medicine Eye Institute at Harborview. like Dave Larson, whose glaucoma was caught and treated early, or Monica Lowe, who thanks to refractive surgery can finally see without glasses. People across our region trust their vision to the UW Medicine Eye Institute. UW Medicine Health System. From here, we change the world. Request an appointment and read more stories at uwmedicine.org/stories.
We're back live at Husky Softball Stadium on the campus of the University of Washington in Seattle. Mike Brown along with John Colley and our special mom guest this year, Rowena Stewart, who's joining us here on Mom's Day, Senior Day. It's a big day for you, Rowena. First of all, let's talk about Mother's Day. Do you look forward to this day every year?
I do. I've got a lot to be grateful for, actually, and I'm looking at one of them, and that's Heather Tarr, who's been my daughter's mom away from home for the last 4 years. And her mom, Artie Tarr. Just, you know why Heather's so great after being around Artie for 4 years.
Whitney Jones, the lead off here in the bottom of the third, swings and fouls one off, so it's 0-1. Go ahead, John.
How many Mother's Days have you spent at ballparks?
That would probably, the easier answer would be how many Mother's Days haven't I spent at ballparks?
Okay, let's go with that.
Maybe 6 before she turned 6?
Maybe. Yeah. There's just so many gifts. I mean, I love the whole experience in and of itself, but just seeing all these kids and seeing all the moms in the stands, and then knowing that today's it's a big day for everybody, not just seniors.
Next pitch misses down low to Whitney Jones, so that'll even the count at 1-1. Morgan Stewart's mom, Rowena, joining us here in the press box. We're in the bottom of the third inning, and Arizona State leads the Huskies 3-0. Next pitch from Popescu is swung on. There's a fly ball out in the center field, and Leslie Rogers making a routine catch for out number 1. Well, Rowena, I'm sure you've talked to your daughter Morgan about this being her last home regular season game. What are her thoughts on that?
I haven't spoken to Morgan because we're the same. We can't speak about it. We just look at each other and give each other the eye and nod, and because I think everything about this weekend causes us to tear up and cry.
Well, we still got a banquet to get through later on tonight.
We do. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that and the barbecue.
And then we've got one more weekend series down at Oregon State, and then I can just reassure you, there will be postseason. You don't have to worry. Rowena was a little worried about that earlier this week, and I said, no, the Huskies are in the postseason. We just don't know where or who.
I called up Mark Emmert. He's the head of the NCAA now. I said, oh, yeah, we'll get him in there. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, thank you very much, you guys. Thanks for the reassurance. I believe you. I trust you guys.
Kimmy Polman is at the plate. The count is 1-1, and the next delivery from Popescu swung on. There's a 2-hopper hit to Erfer over at first. She'll take it to the bag herself for out number 2. So score at 3 unassisted. Anything about Morgan you can tell us, Rowena, that we might not know about or might be interesting to tell the fans out there? Anything growing up or anything like that?
Just incredibly loyal, loving, cerebral kid.
Academic All-American.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, extremely proud of her for that. Loyal to the nth degree. Loves these girls like sisters. Actually knows quite a few girls on the ASU team. Played with them down in California for travel ball, and they love each other just the same. And I saw her giving, in pregame, a couple bouquets to her teammates before she came out here.
That was a nice gesture, I thought.
Incredibly nice gesture.
Very nice. Jen Saling at the plate. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. And the count 1-1. Here's the pitch. It's low and inside. Morgan, talk about what she's going to do after college?
She actually has a few options. I told her to have fun. Just let her hair down and just take whatever there is out there to offer her, but relax and just take this all in, because you can go to work for the rest of your life, but these moments only come in little snippets, and just to enjoy herself.
Does she want to stay in this area? Is she thinking about back to California?
Loves the area, loves Seattle, loves everything about it. So I think that that's what she's going to opt to do. Still wants to remain close to her friends / teammates / sisters that she has on the team and wants to see them through some of the trials and tribulations of just life in general, and just looking forward to just relaxing a little bit, I think, afterwards, and maybe playing internationally, but later.
Here's a swing and a ground ball hit the second. Parlick up with it and throws the first. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Huskies here in the third. Well, Rowena Stewart, thank you so much for coming up and joining us here on Mother's Day. Enjoy the rest of the day. It only comes once a year, okay?
Guys. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm giving them hugs right now.
All right. We'll go to the fourth. The score, Arizona State 3, the Huskies nothing.
No matter what your cleaning needs, from complete move-out and construction cleaning to regularly scheduled home cleaning, you can get green cleaning from Seattle Cleaning Service. Owner Liz Latham is on a mission to remove the use of bleach from our planet. It's amazing the results you can get with good old-fashioned vinegar and baking soda. Wait, here's Liz now.
206-782-8220. Seattle Cleaning Service.
Wow, I can't believe how easy it is to remember your number.
Trustworthiness of an auto shop comes down to experience and certifications. At Auto House Vic, you get both. They have 35 years of professional experience and feature both ASE and Bosch factory-trained and certified technicians. So don't trust your automobile to a shop you don't know. Serving the greater East Side, visit Auto House Vic in Bellevue at 14121 Northeast 24th Street, or find out more online at autohousevic.com. That's AutoHausVic.com.
Welcome back. We go to the top of the fourth inning with the Huskies trailing 3-0. Arizona State scored all of their runs at the top of the first, when they got out to a lead on Brianna Walker. Walker has pretty much settled down since, and in fact had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. So hopefully she can continue that against Arizona State here in inning number 4. She wants to keep them right where they're at 3 to give that offense a chance to catch up. So far, they've been shut out, though, against freshman right-hander Mackenzie Popescu. Leading things off, the Sun Devils here in the fourth. Designated player Alex Johnson tries to bunt her way on, but fouls it off. So the count will be 0-1. Sun Devils 3, Huskies nothing. Top of the fourth. Still a long way to go. But, boy, when you're coming from behind against these Sun Devils, it makes it even tougher than it would be otherwise. Next pitch. Low and outside. Arizona State with an overall record of 47-5. They're 14-3 in the Pac-10, sitting in first place, all by themselves. Ranked number 1 in both national polls. Next delivery, and that one up a little bit high, so it's 2-1 on Alex Johnson.
Bottom of the first inning, you thought the Huskies were going to be able to put some runs across. But just not able to do it, get the first runner on, but then Jen Salling hits into a double play. You rarely see that. And then Popescu settled down. They haven't got a hit since that first inning.
Brianna Walker misses outside to make it 3-1. Walker has retired 4 in a row. Looking to make it number 5 against Johnson right here. Johnson grounded out the second, her first time up. There's a swing and a miss, and the count full now. We've had good crowds here at Huskies Softball Stadium all weekend, and we got another one here today. Good day to be out here at the ballpark. Sunshine. Really not much of a breeze to speak of. Nothing right now, as a matter of fact. Temperature in the upper 50s. There's a swing and a fly ball hit into right field. Coming up to make the call and the catch, Whitney Jones for out number 1. Hey, fans, you know where dog fans celebrate? Well, for 57 years, it's been the North Lake Tavern. After all, where else are you going to find all your favorite beverages, their specialty pizza by the pound, and an enthusiastic group of staff and friends waiting to celebrate another Husky victory? Hopefully we'll have one here today. Stop by soon. The North Lake Tavern and Pizza House, located at the north end of Lake Union. And remember, 21 and older for inside dining at the North Lake Tavern and Pizza House. Longtime sponsor of Husky softball on the radio. First pitch on the way to Taylor Harrow. And that one a little outside, 1-0. Most of the bleachers beyond the outfield wall filled up here this afternoon as Walker misses again, make it 2-0.
That's one thing I've noticed all year long, Mike. There's been good crowds out there in the outfield. Done a nice job of selling the tickets, the reserve tickets, but these games you see a lot of people out there in the outfield. That's not even any band members today.
Yeah, the last two games the Husky band's been out here. Walker delivers in for a called strike, and the count now 2-1 on Taylor Harrow.
Mike, I think we've seen these last couple of innings, the excitement the Husky coaching staff had for Brianna Walker as the season started. When she's able to keep the hitters off balance, get aheads in counts, she's been doing a nice job against some good hitters.
Changeup is her best pitch. And the next one swung on and fouled away. Harrow 0 for 1 in the ball game after grounding out the second in the second inning. Arizona State, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Huskies, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Harrow, left-handed hitter up there, has the infield playing in, particularly on the right side. The next pitch is going to miss outside to move the count to 3-2.
There was an obstruction call against Morgan Stewart in the first inning that would have prevented one of those runs from scoring. Shauna Wright made a great snap throw over a right-handed hitter with a runner at third, but Tanya Garrick ruled that Morgan obstructed the runner's path to the base.
Pitch swung on, grounded foul. Stewart picks it up the third baseline, so we'll do it again with the count full at 3-2. After today's ball game, the Huskies have one more series to play. That'll be against Oregon State, currently residing in the basement of the Pac-10 standings. It'll be down in Corvallis on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. John and I will have radio for you on Thursday and Friday. Full count pitch swung on. One hopper hit to Maggie Wagner at second. She'll turn and throw over to make the easy throw, and that is to Nikki Williams first, 2 away, and that brings up Sam Parlick, the number 9 hitter.
Yeah, the Pac-10 standings look a little different this year than traditionally you'd find them. Arizona State at the top. They've won a national championship, but then you've got Cal, who's having a great season. They're 12-5. Arizona won last night. They're 10-7. Then you've got Stanford, Oregon. And then the bottom 3 are UW, UCLA, and OSU. UW and UCLA you're used to seeing at the top half of the Pac-10 standings, not the bottom.
Just 3 games out of third, though.
They are bunched up, that's for sure.
First pitch to Parlick, a ground ball hit hard, but right at Sally, who does a nice backhand job and fires the first in time for out number 3. That's showing off her professional skills right there. She is headed for the professional leagues, Jen Sally. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Arizona State here in the 4th. We're halfway through this scheduled 7-inning affair, and we'll go to the bottom of the inning with the score. Sun Devils 3, Washington nothing.
Want to get organized? Want more space? Then contact E&J Cabinets and make the most of your space with a Murphy wall bed. Today's wall beds are durable, sleek, reliable, and built for comfort while maximizing the space in your room. You can also save money with our pre-drilled, pre-finished, ready-to-assemble, do-it-yourself bed kit. For all your custom cabinets and Murphy wall beds, call 206-375-3211 or compare our prices at murphybedseattle.com. Mention the Huskies for $100 off the installation of a Murphy wall bed.
This is Alternative Talk, 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KLCK FM 98.9 Digital HD3 Seattle.
We all need advice sometimes. When it comes to your vision, talk to people who've been there. They'll point you to UW Medicine Eye Institute at Harborview. Like Dave Larson, whose glaucoma was caught and treated early. Or Monica Lowe, who thanks to refractive surgery can finally see without glasses. People across our region trust their vision to the UW Medicine Eye Institute. UW Medicine Health System. From here, we change the world. Request an appointment and read more stories at uwmedicine.org/stories.
We're clipping along at a pretty good pace here this afternoon. The game about an hour old, and we're already playing We've already played 3.5 innings. So that means we go to the bottom of the fourth as the Huskies come to bat. Nikki Williams, Caitlin Inglesby, and Shauna Wright due up against right-handed freshman Mackenzie Popescu. Popescu ready to deliver the first pitch to Nikki, and it is in there for a called strike. How you doing, fans? Mike Brown here along with John Cowley. We're on 1150 AM KKNW. Now, it's been a pretty pleasant afternoon here on Mother's Day 2011. Next pitch to Nikki. Again, a called strike. It's 0-2. Clouds filling up the sky above the stadium right now, but still no wind. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, so pretty good day to play some softball here this afternoon. Williams singled her first time up, or check that, walked, and the next pitch to her is way outside. So 1-2 to first baseman Nikki Williams. Very busy day here on campus for softball with Make-A-Wish Foundation Day. The Huskies auctioning off their pink jersey tops. It's also Senior Day as the 3 seniors on the team being recognized. And, of course, Mother's Day. A lot of moms in attendance here today, that's for sure.
Not just player moms, moms all through this brought their kids to the game.
Here's the 2-2 delivery from Popescu. A change swung on, and Williams just got a piece of it. Keep the count at 2-2.
The ball Nikki was way out in front of, but was able to keep her hands back just enough to get a piece of that ball and foul it off.
Now, speaking of Mother's Day, I know traditionally Major League Baseball teams, pitch swung on, one hopper hit right back to Popescu. She'll turn and throw for the easy out number 1. Score at 1-3 as Caitlin Inglesby comes up. Traditionally, when Major League teams are anticipating the schedule being released, they don't want to be at home on Mother's Day and want to be home on Father's Day.
Because more fathers going to want to go out for the ball game.
Let's go out to the ball game. It's Father's Day.
I think the Mariners are probably one of the teams that don't feel that way, though, because they have such a strong female audience out there.
So usually you get both or neither, I think, when the schedule comes out, to kind of even it out.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Mariners turned it into something. They're doing earring giveaway today. So all the first moms going into the ball game get a Mariner earrings.
All right. Inglesby up there now. First pitch, a called strike, and now a change is in there. They could do that on Father's Day in this day and age.
Look at Brendan League out there. He's got those big hoop in the ear type earrings.
You got an earring?
I got an earring. Got one when I was
20. One or two?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
I was 22 when I got mine.
Next pitch, outside.
I told my daughter she can get pierced ears when she turns 22. She hit me. Not waiting that long.
Alex, you got any pierced ears? How about you, Andre? Our 2 job shadow students here don't have any pierced ears. Here's the next pitch to Inglesby. That's down low. I don't have any either.
My son Max went to college. He had to one-up his dad. He's got both ears pierced.
Both ears. Oh, okay.
It's a good look on.
Any nose rings or tongue piercings?
No other piercings he's told me about. The earrings are the only ones I saw. I don't need to know anymore.
When was the last time you saw him?
Matter of fact, yesterday.
Ground ball off the glove of Popescu, who gathers it and now underhands to first and gets it there just ahead of Inglesby. So he can score that one 1-3 as well. A shaky 1-3, but an out nonetheless. So that means there's 2 out and nobody on for catcher Shauna Wright. Here's the sun once again, brightening things up at Husky Softball Stadium. A 3-0 lead for the Arizona State Sun Devils. Again, all 3 bunched up in the top of the first. And all goose eggs on the scoreboard since. First pitch to Shauna Wright now. That's swung on. Fly ball hit the straightaway right field. And coming up to make the catch is Annie Lockwood. And a 1-2-3 inning for Mackenzie Popescu. So we got 4 full innings in the books, and we'll go to the 5th with the score still. Arizona State 3, the Huskies nothing.
Don't just change the face of your landscape. Unlock its potential with Cedar Ridge Materials. From small 1-yard loads to massive excavation and retaining wall projects, Cedar Ridge Materials offers a diverse variety of services that will help transform the vision of your yard into reality. Whether it's topsoil, bark, sand, gravel, or excavating, land clearing, or trench digging, find Cedar Ridge Materials in your Yellow Pages or online at cedarridgematerialsinc.com.
Cedar Ridge Materials.
When your home is your castle, your landscape needs Castle Walls. Castle Walls is a landscape design and build company with over a decade of experience. We specialize in retaining walls, modular block walls, pedestal pavers, interlocking pavers, synthetic grass, outdoor kitchens and fireplaces, and a full line of residential and commercial landscaping services. We're a can-do company ready to make your landscape dreams come true. See our work at CastleWallsLLC.com. Castle Walls, construction for a lifetime.
On to the fifth inning we go. The sunshine back out here at Husky Softball Stadium. Happy Mother's Day once again to all the moms listening in. I'm Mike Brown along with John Cowley on 1150 AM KKNW, the home of Husky Softball and Baseball, again here in 2011. Speaking of baseball and softball on the radio, let's get you up to date on what's coming up. After today's game, John and I will have live radio of the Huskies' Thursday and Friday games down in Corvallis against Oregon State. That's this upcoming Thursday and Friday. We'll be down there. And then Husky baseball against Oregon State. That'll be on Friday the 13th. They're going to be over at Safeco Field for that one. They usually meet every year at Safeco for a game. And then on Saturday and Sunday, live radio from campus. So lots of Husky Oregon State softball and baseball coming your way the next week here on 1150 AM KKNW. And then, of course, when the Huskies get in the postseason tournament, and they will be in it, John and I will be following the Huskies every single game the rest of the season.
Oregon State baseball is a top 10 team right now, Mike, so chance for fans to go out and see some real good college baseball. And game on Safeco Field be a whole lot of fun.
Caitlin Boyd leading off, fouls one off. Now the next pitch from Brianna Walker is low and outside. Boyd 2 for 2 off of Walker in this ballgame.
A couple of years ago, the Huskies set a record for attendance when they played Oregon State. Over 10,000 fans got out there. But since Oregon and Oregon State played in Portland and broke that record.
Here's the next pitch. That's a called strike, 1-2. Yeah, I think back when they set that record at Safeco, Oregon State was the defending national champion.
Exactly.
That certainly helped, and I'm sure some of their fans came up.
That was a Pac-10 record for attendance.
The 1-2 pitch swung on. One hopper hit over Brianna Walker and gloved by Sallian, who was not going to make a throw. She probably wouldn't have got the ball there in time to get the speedy Boyd as that ball was chopped high in the air. So she just held on, and that'll be an infield single. Boyd now 3 for 3 in the ballgame.
Now finally heating up after going 1 for 6 against Caitlin Inglesby. And she's done them every which way here, putting them into right field. Texas Leaguer to left field, and now a high chopper over the head of Brianna Walker.
Brings up Leslie Rogers, 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. The pitch, high and outside. They may have been anticipating a possible steal attempt by Boyd over at first. She does lead the Sun Devils with 19. Check that, 16. Next pitch on the way to Rogers. That one just misses outside. So 2-0 to the left-handed hitting Leslie Rogers, the senior center fielder.
Mike, we got all the Pac-10 teams in action today. Already started. California, Oregon State started 11. Other two games started noon, just like ours.
We'll get you updated on the scoreboard after Rogers completes this plate appearance. 3-0 now as Walker misses again. So Brianna, who has some very good control and had retired 7 in a row coming into this inning, gives up the leadoff single to Boyd and now is behind 3-0 to Leslie Rogers.
Well, Rogers may just have the green light here.
Here's the pitch, and she doesn't swing at one. That's right down the heart of the plate. 3-1. Got the lights on here at Husky Softball Stadium, just in case. We've had some pretty uncooperative weather here this weekend so far, but Mother Nature having a nice Mother's Day to this point.
She seems pleased.
The pitch. That one's outside, and a walk issued to Leslie Rogers. Okay, John, get us updated on the scoreboard.
Well, the first game underway was Cal at Oregon State. Cal's won the first two games, and Oregon State, it's a pitcher's duel. with Jolene Henderson and Tina Andriana, the sophomore who beat Arizona earlier this year for Oregon State. It's 0-0 through 7 innings. That's in the bottom of the 7th. There's one out and a runner on for the Beavers, trying to salvage one game from the 3-game set against the Cal Bears.
Kaylin Castillo up there now. The first pitch to her is up high. Arizona State has runners on at first and second, nobody out here in the 5th.
And down in Oregon, Stanford and Oregon, where it's 1-1 as far as the game so far, and the Ducks, trying to take 2 out of 3, are up 2-0 in the top of the 4th.
Pitch swung on and fouled away. It's 1-1.
That's Tegan Gearhart against Brittany Rumfelt, a surprise starter for Oregon. You'd expect either Jessica Moore or Sam Skillingstead, but Brittany Rumfelt getting the start there and holding the Cardinal down. And in the last game, Arizona's got a 2-0 lead on UCLA in their series. It's Destiny Rodino and Shelby Babcock, and that game is 1.
There's a bunt being laid down. Morgan Stewart rushing up to grab it, but no throw as it was laid down perfectly, probably about 10 feet in front of the plate, and the bases are going to be loaded now with nobody out. Go ahead, John.
And UCLA has gone ahead in the bottom of the 4th. They lead that 3-1, trying to salvage one game from that 3-game set. So that's your Pac-10 scoreboard. Florida, looking to sweep Tennessee, is leading Tennessee 4-1. Missouri has already beaten Texas, so they split their 2 games. And Georgia took care of Mississippi State 2 out of 3 this weekend.
Bases loaded with nobody out for Krista Donenworth. And the first pitch she sees is inside 1-0. This inning starting to be reminiscent of the first when Arizona State scored 3 runs. They had the bases loaded. Or check that, they had first and second, got an RBI single by Kaylin Castillo, who's over at first right now. Next pitch to Donenworth, the cleanup hitter, again misses low and inside. So 2-0. Donenworth 0 for 1 with a sacrifice in today's ball game.
Amazing thing about Brianna Walker is her demeanor in the circle doesn't change no matter what the situation. You like that in a pitcher.
Here comes her next pitch. That swung on and chopped up the third baseline foul. Kind of in a good way it went foul because Caitlin Boyd was steaming on home and she's got good speed. Probably would have beat a throw to the plate.
That was a ball that hit in front of the plate and then had a lot of spin on it. And you don't play Donenworth up, you play her back.
Yeah.
So Morgan Stewart wasn't going to get to that time to make a play anywhere except maybe first base. So she let it go foul, and it was a good move by Morgan.
Donenworth 5'11", a senior. She looks taller than that to me. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on. Ground ball hit the Salient at short. She's going to come to the plate, and the ball is in time to get the force on Caitlin Boyd. And not many shortstops can and would make that play or attempt to make it. But Jen Salient you can count on because of her fielding ability and a great arm that's accurate. She got it right to the plate and prevented a run right there.
Mike, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, not many shortstops can make that play. It is the strength of Jen Saling's arm that allowed her to do it. She was playing regular depth at short. The ball got to her quickly, but Caitlin Boyd's got such great speed. It was a close play at the plate. The other part about that is Shauna Wright is so good at playing that catcher position. She had her foot on the plate, was able to make the catch before Boyd got there for the force out. Nice play. Way to back up your pitcher.
Another thing, too, Leslie Rogers was running in front of Salient while that ball was coming to her. So that was just another distraction that she had to overcome in order to make that play at the plate. Going to have a pinch runner coming in now for Arizona State, Bailey Wignes, who we've seen in each of the first 2 games in a pinch running role, will come on and run at second base. That's actually for Kaylin Castillo.
And
she's going to be running for her.
We've also got a pinch runner at first base where Kayla Ketchum is running for Krista Donenworth. So with the 20-person roster that travels, Clint Myers not afraid to make some switches here in the top of the 5th inning.
The bases are loaded with 1 out. Arizona State leads 3-0. Annie Lockwood up there now, and the first pitch to her is a called strike. Lockwood has pretty much been a major pain in the side of the Huskies in this series, more so than any other hitter in the lineup. She singled home a run in the first and then grounded out in the third. So 1 for 2. Looking to come through with runners in scoring position here. And the pitch inside. Make it 1-1 on Lockwood.
with Lockwood up, it makes even more sense that Myers would go to his bench to put pinch runners not only at second but at first. With the success Lockwood's had, she's putting the ball in play. You want as much speed on the bases as possible.
Next delivery from Walker now. That's swung on and popped foul down the first base line and out of play. A fan making a pretty decent catch over there, getting a nice round of applause. So the count will be 1-2 on Lockwood, and it's nice for Walker to be out in front of that hitter again.
Yeah. It's good to be out in front now. Question is, can you put Annie Lockwood away? 4 for 7 coming into the game with the home run, 3 RBIs.
It would be a big out if Walker can get her. The pitch way up high to make it 2-2. Leslie Rogers at third, Wigness at second, Ketchum over at first. The last two pinch runners.
And Rogers has got great speed at third base as well, so no slow feet out there on the base paths for the Sun Devils.
Walker ready to deliver finally, and she comes to the plate. This pitch is swung on and fouled away. Just getting a piece of it is Annie Lockwood.
They're really working Lockwood up high in the zone, and oftentimes with a power hitter like Lockwood, you don't want to get the ball elevated. It makes it easier for her to elevate it, but she's been having trouble with the pitches up in the zone.
Again, bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the fifth, a 3-0 lead for Arizona State, trying to add on right here. The pitch swung on, ground ball right side. Maggie Wagner tries to backhand it, goes off her glove out into center field. Rogers will come in to score, and now Wigness will come in to score. Moving on into third base is Ketchum, and Arizona State is up their lead to 5-0 as Annie Lockwood continues to terrorize the Huskies at the plate. That's a 2 RBI single. Again, 5-0 Arizona State.
Maggie Wagner almost made a fantastic play. She had to go to her right, turn, and try and backhand that as it came up on her. She got her glove on it. If she'd have been able to get to the ball, I'm not sure she would have gotten out, but could have at least kept it into the infield. And then when the ball got out to Kimmy Polnick, Kimmy did not get the ball into the infield. She held that, and that is what allowed the pinch runner to go from second to third. She was halfway in between, and if Kimmy had looked at her, she had her one way or the other, but by holding on to the ball too long, that allowed pinch runner Ketchum to move on over to third base.
Here's Mandy Erfurt, the first baseman, up there with runners at first and third, still just the 1 out. First pitch from Walker, swung on and fouled away. 5-0 Arizona State, top of the fifth. A near capacity crowd here, not having too much to get excited about outside of the Arizona State fans that are in attendance. Still a ways to go, though, as we're in the fifth. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on and again fouled away. And the count 0-2 on Mandy Erfurt. She's 0 for 2 today.
Huskies got the 2 hits in the ballgame, Mike, and those were both in the first inning. So have not been able to put much of a pressure on the Sun Devils since that first inning.
Erfurt, a right-handed hitter, awaiting the next pitch from the right-handed throwing freshman Brianna Walker. The pitch swung on, infield pop-up. This should be out number 2 as Morgan Stewart calls for it and makes the catch. So that indeed out number 2, and an important out again for Brianna Walker. That'll bring up Alex Johnson. Get near the end of the regular season, the Huskies with the one more series to play after today. That'll be down in Corvallis against Oregon State. Oregon State having a tough time this year, 1-16 in Pac-10 play. Could end up being a good confidence builder for the Huskies if they're able to capitalize against the struggling Beavers.
And the Beavers down there in Corvallis were not able to capitalize on in the bottom of the 7th. And then Cal has just put up a 4 spot in the top of the 8th. So looks like despite their best efforts, Oregon State's going to lose again down in Corvallis.
Runners still at first and third for the Sun Devils. 2 out. And Johnson, the designated player, ready to go to work against Walker. First pitch outside. It's 1-0.
This is another player that the Huskies have kept corralled pretty well throughout this series. just 1 for 8 now.
Next delivery swung on. There's a fly ball, shallow right field. Actually going to be gloved by Maggie Wagner right on the edge of the grass at second for out number 3. But Arizona State does add on 2 more runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. After 4.5 innings of play, the score, Sun Devils 5, Washington nothing.
If you're considering buying a new, pre-owned, or factory-ordered vehicle, consider Chaplin's North Bend Chevrolet. Why? At Chaplin's, we're committed to providing the highest level of service for our customers, being the best without compromise while giving back to our community. We're just what you'd expect from a hometown dealer. Learn our story and browse our inventory online at ChevyOutlet.com or visit us at 106 Main Avenue North. Chaplin's North Bend Chevrolet, inviting your family to be a part of ours.
If you're in the dark when it comes to choosing an electrician, you're not alone. What makes Belkirk Electric stand out? It could be their top quality customer service. Maybe it's because they do the job right the first time. Whatever the reason, folks keep calling Belkirk Electric for all their commercial and residential power, light, and wiring needs. Get enlightened. Call Belkirk Electric today. They're in your yellow pages. That's Belkirk Electric. Fast, friendly, and reliable.
Now the 5th inning stretch just being completed here at Husky Softball Stadium. The fans singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Now let's see if the Huskies offensively can start working over that scoreboard a little bit. Welcome back, fans. Mike Brown here along with John Cowley. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Washington to send up Jenna Clifton, Maggie Wagner, and Morgan Stewart here in the 5th. Arizona State leads it 5-0. Very comfortable lead for the Sun Devils as freshman Mackenzie Popescu continues to work on the Husky lineup. Swing and a miss by Clifton, then leaving the count at 1-1. Jenna, the only state of Arizona player on the Husky roster. She's from Glendale, just outside of Phoenix. And very familiar with a lot of the players on Arizona State.
Said she had played with Dallas Escobedo. You know, she saw Popescu, a redshirt freshman, so even a year older than Escobedo. So I imagine Jenna Clifton very familiar with the Scottsdale native.
Scottsdale, a Phoenix suburb as well. Clifton gave one a ride last night with 2 out in the 7th. We thought it just might have a chance to get out and tie up the ball game, but instead it settled into the glove of Taylor Harrow in left field on the warning track. That would have been probably the highlight of her collegiate career to this point had it gone out.
It would have put a boost of energy through this crowd and into her team as well. She really, and she said she was trying to tie it up. She almost did.
Trying to talk it over the fence. Here's a ground ball hit to short. Up with it, Boyd. She fires on the money to first base and gets Clifton 6-3. I'm going to bring up Maggie Wagner. Wagner, a ground out back in the 2nd, so she's 0 for 1. Boy, Popescu, just notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in a row she's retired now. So she's gotten into a groove.
Said it was 2 hits in the first inning and nothing since.
9 of those 11 ground outs.
She's not overpowering, but she's got a lot of spin on the ball, keeps the ball down in the zone, and the Huskies not able to go down, get it, and elevate it at all.
First pitch in for a strike. Now the next delivery to Wagner. Tries to bunt her way in and fouls it off. Maggie making the switch from the right side of the plate to the left side. Got great speed. And Heather Tard trying to take advantage of that speed by getting her to move over to that left side of the plate.
And the only one who was able to actually put a good piece of wood on the ball was Caitlin Inglesby, who drove a ball into left field. The other hit was a bunt by Kimmy Pullman.
And those are the only 2 hits of the ball game for the Huskies. Next pitch on the way to Wags. Swings at it and misses. Trying to slap her way on. Couldn't make contact, and she strikes out here in the 5th. That is the first strikeout of the ball game for Mackenzie Popescu.
That's not her M.O. So usually she strikes out about 1 an inning has been her average, a little less than that. Just the first one against the Huskies.
Morgan Stewart now taking inside 1-0. Where's the player I think I'm going to miss when she's gone? Morgan Stewart.
Just a great demeanor, great kid, fun to be around.
Next delivery to her, swung on, hit hard but on a line, but right at the third baseman, Donenworth, who catches it for out number 3. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Huskies as Popescu has retired 13 in a row. We go to the 6th. The score, Sun Devils 5, the Huskies nothing.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
Today's Huskies broadcast is brought to you in part by James G. Murphy Company. See them on the web at murphyauction.com. By MCR Roofing. Bad roof? No more. By Emerald Cove Catering Company. Turn off the stove and call the Cove. By Clean Crawls, excellence in serving people. And by Cedar Ridge Materials Incorporated, spreading rock one driveway at a time.
If your attic or crawl space has been damaged by smoke, water, mold, or rodents, the last thing you want to do is crawl around trying to clean it up. So call Clean Crawls. We specialize in crawl space cleanups for commercial and residential accounts. Whether it's lower crawls or attics, we feature insulation removal and installation, vapor barrier removal and replacement, and odor elimination and sanitizing. Let us know how we can help you. Find us online at cleancrawl, without the S.com.
Five innings are in the books here at Husky Softball Stadium, and unfortunately for Washington, they trail pretty big, 5-0, as the Sun Devils have shown their muscle here and also shown their prowess in the circle, piling up the 5 runs and having the comfortable lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Mike Brown here, along with John Colley, the number 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Arizona State here in the 6th. Huskies making some defensive changes. Whitney Jones moving from right field to left, and Ashley Tuiasosopo being inserted at right field. So put Tui out and right, shift Jones over to left. Jenna Clifton has a seat on the bench. Taylor Harrow, Sam Parlick, and Caitlin Boyd due up for the Sun Devils here in inning number 6. Brianna Walker gave up 3 runs in the first, then settled down. She had a streak of 7 straight, retired, including 1, 2, 3 innings in the 3rd and the 4th, but then ran into trouble in the 5th, giving up 2 more runs. First pitch on the way to Taylor Harrow, a called strike. Harrow 0 for 2 in the ballgame.
Brianna just not getting any help from the offensive side for the Huskies. Not as much fight as we've seen. Even yesterday's game, though, they didn't score any runs. They were putting more pressure on the Sun Devils.
The next pitch swung on. One hopper hit off the glove of Nikki Williams in fair territory. She gloves it, or picks it up in foul territory, though, and then goes to the bag ahead of the runner to record out number 1. Hey, fans, are you planning a wedding or other special event? If you want to make it unforgettable, make sure you call Emerald Cove Catering. They've been voted Best Caterer by you on King 5 Evening Magazine's 2010 Best of Western Washington. They specialize in Northwest cuisine, so why don't you make them, let them make your event a true success. Turn off the stove, call the Cove. Find out more at emeraldcovecatering.com. That's emeraldcovecatering.com. First pitch swinging is Sam Parlick, and she lifts a fly ball out into left field. Whitney Jones camps under it and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down, nobody on. We go to the top of the lineup for Caitlin Boyd. Boyd, the pesky left-handed hitter, swings at the first pitch, hits one to Salling, gloves it nicely off the turf at short, and throws the first in time in a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Sun Devils here in the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. The score, Arizona State 5, the Huskies nothing.
Hey fans, you already know Round Table Pizza is a great place to take the family. Keep them in mind when it comes to your year-end sports banquets, whether it's t-ball, soccer, or any sport. The Eastside Roundtables can host banquet meetings and parties of all sizes, and of course, you'll always receive the best pizza in town. In Overlake, Woodinville, and Issaquah, there's a Round Table near you.
Hurry into your local Round Table Pizza in Overlake, Woodinville, or Issaquah and ask for your free Husky glass, available while supplies last.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
Today's Huskies broadcast is brought to you in part by James G. Murphy Company. See them on the web at murphyauction.com. By MCR Roofing. Bad roof? No more. By Emerald Cove Catering Company. Turn off the stove and call the Cove. By Clean Crawls, excellence in serving people. And by Cedar Ridge Materials Incorporated, spreading rock one driveway at a time.
Time starting to run out on the Washington Huskies. They're down 5-0 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Going to have to get something done, but boy, it sure has been tough as right-hander Mackenzie Popescu has been working the plate exceptionally well. She's retired 13 straight Huskies as she goes to work here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Whitney Jones, Kimmy Pullman, and Jen Salling ready to come up and face Popescu here in the 6th. Popescu has retired the Huskies in order in 4 straight innings. Jones flew out to center in her only plate appearance in the ball game. Ready for the first pitch from Popescu. Here it is. It's down low, 1-0. Whitney Jones, one of those rare players that throws left and bats right. Batting in the number 9 spot. And awaiting the next delivery from Popescu. Here it is. It's swung on and fouled away. In limited action, Jones has batted .242 this year, no home runs, and 7 RBIs. Gotten 16 starts this year.
A lot of those have been in the circle.
In the circle, that's right. The pitch, a change, and that's going to be up a little bit high. 1-1.
Coach is always grade her high on her competitiveness. She does everything from, she's a runner out there on the base paths trying to tip off the hitter where the location's going.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball left field, back on it, Harrow, and circles around and makes the catch right in front of the warning track for out number 1. So Whitney Jones gave it a ride, but not quite deep enough. And she is out number 1 here in the 6th. Hey, fans, if you're a Husky fan, you must like dogs, right? Hey, if you like to help dogs and other animals, why don't you log on to this website, furry5k.com. There you can register for the Seattle Animal Shelter's 12th annual Furry 5K Fun Run and Walk. You'll help raise money for Seattle Animal Shelter's Help the Animals Fund. It provides veterinary care and supplies for sick and injured animals. Register at furry5k.com and join us on June 12th at Seattle's Seward Park. That's furry5k.com. Well, infield pop-up by Kimmy Pullman. That's a pretty easy out number 2 for the Arizona State defense as it goes to short. Now Jen Salling taking inside 1-0. Make it 15 in a row now, retired by Mackenzie Popescu. She's on a roll here, John.
Just keeping the Huskies off balance. Whitney Jones did something not many have been able to do, which is to elevate a ball, but not able to get enough of it to get it over that outfield wall.
Called strike makes it 0-2 to Salling.
Should be 1-1.
That's what I thought. Yeah, 1-1. I know I said 0-2, but I thought 1-1. Here's the next pitch, and that one is clearly out of the strike zone. 2-1.
You were just reading 0-2.
So 15 in a row retired by Popescu. Only one of those a strikeout. Next delivery now, a change. And that one a called strike. 2-2 on Jen Salling, who's 0 for 2. Hit into a very rare double play back in the first.
She just hit that ball on the button. It was a one-hopper to first baseman Mandy Erfer. Through to second, got there for the return.
Swing and a foul on a play. When I say a rare double play, I'm talking about grounded into double play. There's a lot of line drive double play types where someone gets caught off the bag. But this was a grounded into double play that just doesn't happen that often.
And it was from first to second to first, which is even more rare.
Next delivery to Jen now, and that one's down low. Salling, one of the 3 seniors being honored here today on Senior Day. She's out of Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, just outside of Vancouver. Popescu taking her time between pitches and now ready to deliver. This one swung on. There's a drive hit to straightaway center field. Ultimately, rather routine as Leslie Rogers makes the catch for out number 3. And another 1-2-3 inning. That's 5 straight for Mackenzie Popescu. We go to the 7th. The score, Arizona State 5, the Huskies nothing.
Have you heard the saying, we don't do windows? Well, at Charlie's Window Cleaning, we do what you don't want to do. Windows. Inside and outside, we're your clear choice for quality residential and commercial window cleaning, roof and gutter cleaning, and pressure washing. In fact, our highest priority is providing you with sparkling customer service. Find us online at charlieswindowcleaning.com and look for our ad in the Home Mag.
To make it in this league, you need to give 100% of the time. Why would you expect anything less from your auto mechanic? The professionals at Seattle Auto Service Center are the area's leading automotive professionals. They feature ASE certified technicians, trained and certified to perform diagnosis, repair, and service on all systems of your automobile, truck, and SUV. For all your auto repair and maintenance needs, visit them at 6718 Roosevelt Way Northeast or find out more at SeattleAutoServiceCenter.com.
Here we go, on to the 7th inning, and Arizona State very much in command of this ball game. They lead it by the score of 5-0. Wish we had better news to pass along to you, Husky fans, but that's just the way it's going right now. It's Arizona State showing why they are the #1 ranked team in both of the national polls. Huskies number 11 in one and number 13 in the other. So, it's a good chance they could be hosting a regional when they have the selection show 1 week from today. That's right, it's just 1 week away, believe it or not. Huskies will find out where they will begin the postseason, and they will be in the postseason tournament. Here's Leslie Rogers to lead off, and the first pitch from Brianna Walker almost hits her in the head. She had to hit the deck on that one, and the count 1-0. Walker registering a 1-2-3 inning on Arizona State in the 6th. She did the same thing in the 3rd and 4th. Unfortunately, she gave up multiple runs in the 1st and the 5th. And the Sun Devils lead 5-0. Next pitch in there for a called strike. It's 1-1.
To keep these Sun Devils off the scoreboard and that many innings, 4 out of the 6 so far, just giving up crooked numbers when she does.
Next pitch to Rogers, swung on, ground ball hit right side. Nikki Williams backhands it nicely on the second hop and takes it to the bag for out number 1. And I bring up Kaylin Castillo.
The thing about this, Mike, is hopefully this is something that Brianna Walker can build on.
Yes.
Be nice to be able to use her next weekend down in Oregon State. Keep Caitlin loose and rested for postseason play. Like I say, in postseason play, you never know what you're going to need.
Castillo, the catcher, stepping in and taking a pitch up high, 1-0. Arizona State won game 1 of this series, 6-4. And posted a shutout on the Huskies, 2-0 yesterday. So they've won this season's series, regular season-wise. Anyway, next pitch swung on. There's a line drive foul down the left field line, 1-1. Huskies still lead the all-time series by a wide margin, 48-20. And they did win last year's series in Tempe, 2-1.
This Arizona State team is built to have a nice long run into the postseason. They've got the bats, play good solid defense, and two players who are learning in the circle. They're still young, but they're good.
Next delivery up high. Boy, they're probably going to be hosting a regional for sure. And I wouldn't want to be one of the other 3 teams that are going to Tempe for that.
No, I know the teams will be going there, won't put up much of a fight, I don't think. But their super regional matchup will be interesting.
Swinging a line drive just off the glove of Jen Salling, who had to leap for that one. Just got a piece of it, but it goes out into center field. And a 1-out single for Kaylin Castillo. That'll bring up Krista Donenworth.
You know, Mike, she's so good. I think everybody here was expecting her to make that play. She was going up the middle and leaped, and the ball just hit her glove. I mean, most shortstops don't even come that close, but folks, high expectations of Jen, and thinking she ought to make that.
Donenworth looking for her first hit of the ball game. She's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. First offering to her is up a little bit high, 1-0. Donenworth, the tall third baseman for Arizona State. Very distinguishable the way she plays. Next delivery, again up high. Not only is she tall and stands out that way, but when she makes a throw to first base, she's got a very unusual look to her. She doesn't throw it necessarily in a standard way. And the way she tilts her head and everything, it looks like she's just unloading the ball when she throws it. Next pitch of change, that's a called strike, 2-1.
Oh, that's because she is unloading it. The ball gets there in a hurry. She's done a great job playing third base. She's got a couple of line smashes right at her. But a lot of bunts that you think Maggie Wagner, maybe even Kimmy Pullman could beat out, and she's made the play. So very effective, the senior third baseman.
Faster than she looks like she would be. Swinging a foul back, evens the count at 2-2. Clint Myers, the head coach for Arizona State, working the third base coach's box. He's in his 6th season heading up this program. Led him to a national title in 2008. The pitch, swung, ground ball off the glove of Morgan Stewart, just to the right of the bag at third, goes out in the left field, where Whitney Jones will pick it up. And the Sun Devils have runners on at first and second with one out here in the 7th.
Well, normally you're going to see Morgan hugging the line, but she had moved over a little bit. Maybe thinking the pitch was going more outside, but Donenworth was able to turn on it, put it right down the line, and Morgan just able to get a glove on it, but not enough to make the catch and make a play. If she'd have got that ball, she'd have been able to get up and throw Donenworth out because it got to her so quickly, and Donenworth doesn't run that fast.
Well, with Andy Lockwood due up, pitching coach Lance Glasso wants to go out and have a talk with his battery. Just to the left of the rubber, he's got some very direct words, it appears, for Brianna Walker as Shauna Wright listens in. Lockwood has just been a royal pain in the side for the Huskies in this series. In this game, she has an RBI single in the first and a 2 RBI single in the 5th. So she's driven in 3 of the 5 runs in this ballgame. Now comes up with runners on at first and second, just 1 out.
It's your player of the week candidate there. She's 6 for 11 with 6 RBIs. Each time she's gotten a hit, she's driven in a run this weekend.
Right-handed hitter is Lockwood, and the first pitch to her is a little bit inside, 1-0. Lockwood, a junior. And a good one, too, that's for sure, out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Leads the Pac-10 during conference play in home runs with now 6.
Hit one yesterday in the conclusion of the suspended game and takes a pitch for a called strike. It's 1-1.
Ended up being the winning run in that game.
And she was the first batter of the resumption of the suspended game and hit it out. The pitch. Swung on. There's a fly ball left field. Park's going to hold this one, though, as Whitney Jones circles over and makes the catch for out number 2. And that's a rare occurrence for Lockwood getting out. Boy, and a big out right there. The second one of the inning keeps the runners at first and second. And now Mandy Erfer to step in.
And didn't get it to the part of the park where she could even advance the runner. Left field, third base right in front of her, no advancement.
Erfer 0 for 3 in the ball game. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. She has hit the ball in the air on all 3 occasions. Got out in front of that changeup, which is the bread and butter pitch for Brianna Walker. Walker apparently on her way to a complete game, which certainly helps out Caitlin Inglesby. There's a swing and a drive deep down the left field line. It has home run depth, but it's foul. So it'll be a long strike, 0-2.
Took a little bit off second pitch in a row, got it inside. Erfer got around on it and sent it away, but just a long strike.
So Brianna Walker, 1 strike from getting out of this 7th inning. Let's see if it happens right here. The pitch on the way. There's a swing, ground ball right side, gets over the glove of Maggie Wagner out in the right field. That's going to score 1 run, and heading on in the third base is Krista Donenworth, and make it a 6-0 ball game now in favor of Arizona State. Kaylin Castillo coming in to score as Arizona State scores yet again, the 3rd inning in which they've scored at least 1 run.
And that's one of the tougher plays for a second baseman to make, going towards the middle. And she catches up to the ball. She's there in time, but she's then get a backhand, and it's hop it up right next to her. Very, very difficult play for a second baseman to make.
11th hit of the ball game for Arizona State as Clint Myers is going to go to his bench once again and bring in a pinch runner. Or a pinch hitter, beg your pardon. And Myers now having a talk with the young lady that's going to be stepping in. Looks like it's going to be Christina Zambrana, who's going to pinch hit for Alex Johnson, the designated player.
Zambrana, a .214 hitter, only 28 at-bats on the season. But she's got 1 home run, 5 RBIs with 6 hits. Another RBI opportunity for Zambrana out there right now.
She's a left-handed hitting junior that takes the first pitch for a called strike. She's out of Garden Grove, California. I think that's where Ashlyn Watson is from.
Ashlyn Watson, that's the name we don't say nearly enough. She meant a lot to this program. That national championship year was the designated player.
Next pitch now to Zambrana. And that's down a little bit low, 1-1.
Living in California, and I think she's pursuing her career as a speech pathologist.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
It's both her and her mom. Another pair that look like sisters.
The next pitch swung on, ground ball foul up the third base line. Kind of an inside-out swing right there from Zambrana. Arizona State has 25 players on their roster. Most teams have 19, maybe 20, maybe 18. The Huskies have 17. They travel 20. That's what you're allowed to travel. But 25 to choose from. Here's the next pitch now. A change missing up high, 2-2.
It is one of the largest schools in the country with over 65,000 students at Arizona State. So it's not a school, that's a city.
Runners at first and third, 2 out here in the 7th. And the pitch swung on, ground ball hit to Morgan Stewart. She'll glove it, throw to first, and that's in time to retire the side. Arizona State picks up 1 more, though, here in the 7th inning on 3 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. Huskies down to their final 3 outs. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th with the score: the Sun Devils 6 and Washington 0.
Neighbors are great sources of advice. It's no different when it comes to your health. You just need to talk to the right neighbor. Like your UW Neighborhood Clinic, part of the UW Medicine Health System. Take it from Steph Walker, who breathes easier without the bronchitis. Or the Renoir family, whose girls have their annual checkup every November. You'll find 7 UW neighborhood clinics across the Puget Sound region. UW Medicine Health System. From here, we change the world. Read more stories at uwmedicine.org/stories.
Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, your next building or remodeling project is only going to be as good as the products you use. That's why every project should start with a visit to Limbach Lumber Company in Ballard or online at limbachlumber.com. You'll find a large selection of millwork, decking, and lumber, and a very knowledgeable and helpful staff. Since 1930, Limbach Lumber, quality lumber, and personalized service.
Well, if the Washington Huskies are going to win this ball game, they got to do a whole lot in a short period of time. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Arizona State leading Washington 6-0. Nikki Williams, Caitlin Inglesby, and Shauna Wright due up for the Huskies here in the 7th. The number 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the lineup. Nikki Williams, first pitch swinging. It's a 2-hopper to short. Caitlin Boyd up with it and fires on the money to just barely get Williams. 1 pitch, 1 away. Score that one 6-3. After this ball game's over, the Huskies will have a season or postseason kickoff and senior award banquet at the Don James Center. Going to honor the 3 seniors there. And then hit the road for 3 against Oregon State next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. First pitch swinging is Inglesby. Hits a deep drive to left center field. It's off the wall, high off the wall, for a long single. That ball bounced right to the center fielder, Rogers, who hustles the ball back in and keeps Inglesby over at first base. But the second hit of the ball game for Caitlin Inglesby, She's about the only one that's been able to figure out Mackenzie Popescu. And that hit right there ends her streak of retired batters at 17. Let's see if I got that right. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. So 17 in a row retired before the single right there by Caitlin Inglesby. And that was 17 batters since Inglesby was up in the first when she singled there. I'll bring in a pinch runner. Marky Krieger-Zier taking over at first base for Inglesby. So MCZ over at first. Shauna Wright will step in with one out and runner on. First pitch to Shauna, check swing. That's a called strike, 0-1. Just 3 hits in the ball game for the Huskies. All singles, 2 by Inglesby, and 1 a bunt single by Kimmy Pullman way back in the first. The pitch, swing, there's a drive to straightaway center field. Rogers on her horse going back, and that's over the fence for a home run. Shauna Wright busts up the shutout bid by Mackenzie Popescu and finally gets a rise out of the Husky crowd, who hasn't had much to cheer about here. Straightaway blast to center field by Shauna Wright. That's home run number, number 7 on the season for Shauna, and a 6-2 ball game now. She comes through here in the 7th.
RBI's number 27 and 28. We've been talking about Shauna Wright and how she's looked more comfortable. Hit a ball into the gap yesterday that was run down by Leslie Rogers because the wind blew it back towards her. She got a hold of all of that one. Straight away center field home run for Shauna Wright, putting the Huskies on the board, making them feel a little better about themselves.
Marky Krieger-Zier scores ahead of her, and it's a 6-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, and Ashley Tuiasa-Sopo stepping in for the Huskies. First pitch bounces in, ball 1. Tui getting a shot at the plate here on Senior Day. She's one of the 3 seniors that's being honored here this afternoon. Now Mackenzie Popescu is going to get a visit from Coach Chuck Darcy in his first season as their pitching coach. Just trying to settle her down and say, look, you're pitching a great game. Don't worry about those runs. Let's get the victory and get out of town with a sweep.
The runner who scored was actually Victoria Hayward, because Marky Krieger-Zier still not able to play, even though it'd be nice to see her run the bases. She'd love to get in. Hayward was the one who had to come in and run for Inglesby.
Next pitch on the way to Tuiasa-Sopo. Couldn't check her swing. Went around a little too far. And that'll be a swinging strike, 1-1. So a 1-out homer by Shauna Wright, her 7th of the season. Gives the Husky fans something to cheer about and busts up that shutout bid. Next one down low. It's 2-1. Husky fans starting to rally here a little bit, saying, hey, what the heck? There's no clock in softball. You got 3 outs. You've got to get them out. Let's score some more runs. Next delivery now. Swung on and missed. So 2-2 to Ashley Tuiasa-Sopo.
Dallas Escobedo's down in the bullpen, but I think she was just stretching out and getting some throws in. But I'm sure Clint Myers would not hesitate to bring her in if this game gets a little closer.
Next delivery now. Swing, chopper hit the third. Donenworth up with it. Short hops it on the second hop and throws to first in time to get Ashley Tuiasa-Sopo, hitting for Jenna Clifton. So I'll score it 5-3. And the Huskies down to their final out as Maggie Wagner steps in. Just looking at the numbers, the uniform numbers, Huskies range from 1 to 25. Arizona State's goes from 1 to 99.
They've got an 88 and a 99.
And a 77. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers over 27.
That's not normal, Mike.
That is not. They may have a bunch of retired numbers. You never know. Might be some that you can't have. First pitch to Wagner. Outside. Now shows bunt. But moves the bat out of the way. It's in for a called strike anyway. 1-1. So Arizona State looking to win their 15th straight ball game. They're very much in position to do so, leading 6-2 with 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch swung on and fouled away by Wags. So they count 1-2. So, John, you didn't get the Nicky Williams jersey. I got to find out if I got the Marky Krieger-Zier jersey.
That's right, MCZ.
I couldn't hang around for the bidding. I had to get up here and go to work, but outside shot, I'll get that baby. Here's the pitch. Swung on, one hopper, right side. Glove by Parlick at second. She turns and throws to first. A nice defensive play to get Maggie Wagner, and the ball game comes to an end. For the Huskies, 2 runs in the 7th on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Once again, the final score, Arizona State 6, Washington 2. Back with the final totals after this timeout.
Hey, Clark, how about a donut?
Thanks, Lewis. Is it vegan?
I'm not sure. These are Dutch donuts from Sri Lanka.
I'll pass.
They're from the Donut of the Month Club. My first purchase with my new Alaska Airlines Visa Signature credit card.
And don't forget about the 25,000 mileage plan bonus miles you got when your Alaska Airlines Visa card was approved.
I know. I've already earned enough for a free trip, and I've got donuts. Is this frosting or fungus?
You know, Lewis, when we add those miles to the miles we've already earned flying Horizon Air, we can redeem them for a round trip from Seattle to Hawaii on Alaska.
Ah, perfect. Unlike these donuts. Maybe I'll go vegan.
Top Hot now has a vegan donut.
Lead on.
I'm proud of you, Lewis.
Hey, if I could get them with a side of bacon, I could really go for this vegan thing.
Earn 25,000 mileage plan bonus miles when you're approved for the Alaska Airlines Visa Signature card. Sign up today at alaskaair.com.
When my roof needed repairs, I didn't know where to turn. With so many roofing companies, how could I choose? Then a friend told me about MCR Roofing. She said they offer top-notch service at an affordable price. They use eco-friendly solutions and provide pressure washing, roof maintenance, gutter cleaning, leak repairs, and skylight installation. She also said they do general remodeling, including kitchens, bathrooms, and additions. I'm glad I chose MCR Roofing. You will be too. Find out more at badroofnomore.com.
A manager relies on a series of signs to send his message to the players on the field. Your business needs more than hand signals to get its message out. That's why business leaders throughout the area rely on Tubart Group. From the initial design to final installation, their knowledgeable staff can show you the most creative solutions to fit your needs and your budget. So call the pros the Huskies use. The design experts at Tubart Group at 206-223-1122 or log on to www.tubart.com.
The key to winning for the Huskies is teamwork. It's the same when seeking legal counsel. When it comes to personal injury, automobile accident, and workers' compensation representation, more people are teaming up with the law office of William Hochberg. They have experience you can trust, and they'll take the time to explain your rights. Find them online at hochberglaw.net or visit them in downtown Edmonds, where they have plenty of free parking. The law office of William Hochberg. Help is on the way.
Back live at Huskies Softball Stadium, where Arizona State has just completed a 6-2 victory over the Washington Huskies, also completing a 3-game sweep here in Seattle this weekend. Welcome back, Husky fans. Mike Brown here, along with John Cowley. Huskies going out onto the field right now. We got some special post-game activities because it is Senior Day 2011. Let's give you the final totals on the ball game. For the Sun Devils, 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and 7 runners left on base. For the Huskies, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Winning pitcher in the ball game, Mackenzie Popescu, goes the distance and improves to 13-2. Meanwhile, Husky freshman Brianna Walker gets the start and also goes the distance, but she takes the loss. She's now 3-5. 1,105 in attendance here for the ball game that was played in 1 hour and 52 minutes. There was 1 home run hit today. Shauna Wright, the Husky catcher, delivering her 7th of the season. It was a 2-run blast in the 7th that busted up the shutout bid by Popescu. With the victory, Arizona State improves to 48-5. Their Pac-10 record is now 15-3. They're still in first place. Meanwhile, the Huskies are 32-13. They're now 7-11 in Pac-10 play, which means they cannot finish with a winning record in conference action. Once again, the final score, Arizona State 6, Washington 2. Back with more on the post-game show after this timeout.
Neighbors are great sources of advice. It's no different when it comes to your health. You just need to talk to the right neighbor. Like your UW Neighborhood Clinic, part of the UW Medicine Health System. Take it from Steph Walker, who breathes easier without the bronchitis. Or the Renoir family, whose girls have their annual checkup every November. You'll find 7 UW neighborhood clinics across the Puget Sound region. UW Medicine Health System. From here, we change the world. Read more stories at uwmedicine.org/stories.
Is your family making a retirement living decision? Consider Norse Home Retirement and Assisted Living. Norse Home is a not-for-profit continuing care community on Finney Ridge, serving Seattle with compassionate care for 50 years. Come for their monthly Sunday brunch and discover their quality services, sterling reputation, and fabulous location with a $1 million view. Plus, enjoy free breakfast. Find out more at norsehome.org. Norse Home Retirement and Assisted Living. There's no place like Norse Home.
This is Alternative Talk, 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KLCK FM 98.9, Digital HD3 Seattle.
Lewis, I was surfing the web, comparing other airlines' rates to Horizon Air and Alaska Airlines.
Really, Clark, and you're the one who always said...
I know, it's not about the money, I know.
You always said that Alaska and Horizon are our airlines from right here in the Northwest, and we take care of our own.
I realize that, Lewis, but I got
Clark, you always said that the 3 C's matter most.
Convenience, comfort, and quality. I know. I'm just trying to say that the prices at AlaskaAir.com are really low. But you're right, it's not about the money.
On the Clark and Lewis expedition, it wasn't about making $40 a month.
$40? I was paid $30 a month.
And worth every penny.
But
you were like a Horizon or Alaska fare at AlaskaAir.com, a tremendous value that America couldn't find anywhere else.
Yeah, but...
But it's not about the money, I know.
Yeah, but I...
Look, refills.
Ooh.
Find low fares and great deals on cars, hotels, vacation packages, and more. All in one easy place at AlaskaAir.com.
We're back at Husky Softball Stadium where it is senior day, and the 3 seniors on the Husky roster are being honored out at the middle of the diamond right now. Jen Selling, the first one that's being honored. She's getting a lot of hugs from her teammates and comes out with plenty of her family as well in tow. Huskies have just dropped a 6-2 decision at Arizona State. Sun Devils, the #1 team in the nation, completing a weekend sweep of the Huskies here at Husky Softball Stadium. I'm Mike Brown along with John Cowley. Because it is senior day, we're not able to get one of the players up here for our Player of the Game segment. So we are turning the clock back a little bit and bringing in a former player who played on the national championship team in 2009, and that's Jessica Pierce Ventosa. Jessica Ventosa, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. We haven't seen you in a while. How you doing these days?
Doing well. Just moved back from Missouri, getting my master's degree over there in education, and just starting a job tomorrow at the Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center. So
oh, wow. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be a cancer information specialist. So I'll be answering phone calls and just doing research on all types of different cancers and helping patients and family members answer any questions that they may have about treatment and facilities and that sort of thing.
So after getting your master's in education, what led you to Fred Hutch?
Well, I just didn't really want to teach, and there's not a bunch of options for teaching right now. And I also was informed when I was there that I was going to get my cert, but I didn't get it, so I didn't want to go back and try to do all the, lists of things that they have for obtaining your cert. So I just was looking in a bunch of different fields, and that was one of them. I have a history of friends that have had cancer, so it was something that really touched my heart. So.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And you got married since you graduated as well?
Yeah, December 19th, 2009.
Wow.
So it's been about a year and 5 months, almost.
Wow.
So 2009 was a busy year for you.
Yeah, it was the best year of my life. Graduated, won a championship, got married. Perfect ending.
Now she's joined the ranks of the employed starting tomorrow as well.
I'll be in the real world.
Well, now, Jessica, I know you weren't in the dugout today, but what were some of your impressions of what you saw out there in the 6-2 victory by Arizona State?
I felt like our hitting, we were a little bit ahead of the ball. I felt like we weren't taking it too deep in the count, but as far as defensive-wise, they did awesome defensively. In this circle we struggled a little bit, but that's going to happen. And ASU's a good team. I think they're ranked #1 in the nation right now.
Sure.
So we know that we're, going to have to fight with them. But overall, it was pretty well played. I mean, defensively, they did awesome.
Anybody to stay in contact with?
Oh, yeah. Taylor, Tui, Ashley Charters, Danielle, Fleisch. So, yeah, we all stay in pretty good contact. Bailey, a little bit of Lauren. So, yeah.
Wow. Are you going to Lauren's wedding?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are?
I'm pumped. So I can't wait for it. I'm so excited for those two. They're about to open a great door in life, so God has really blessed them.
I got to tell you something. I meant to mention this in the broadcast yesterday or today. I went to an auction on Friday night. My wife's a charity auctioneer, and they had an item there that they sold. It was dinner. It was Meet the Lockers. You've heard of Meet the Fockers? Meet the Lockers. You get to go out to dinner with Lauren and Jake. It went for like $1,400.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Yeah, that was great. It was great.
That's cool. It was, what charity was it for?
St. Bridget's Church, which is in Hawthorne Hills, not far from here, about 3 miles away. So
awesome.
Well, Jessica, it's great to see you again.
Thank you.
Tell your dad thanks again for sending me photos from the championship year after you guys won it all. I still got them, by the way.
Nice.
I haven't lost them. I saw them just the other day, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
So, and thanks for making that such a great year for us as well.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All right, Jessica Ventosa, now Jessica Pierce joining us here on the Player of the Game segment after the Huskies lose 6-2 to Arizona State here this afternoon. John and I will be back with scores and more right after this timeout.
There's really only one way to save time and money when buying or selling a home, and that's by working with a trained real estate agent like those at Quorum Laurelhurst. They'll expertly guide you through the complex maze of negotiating a good deal. Quorum Laurelhurst may already have the buyer or the property you're looking for, so see them today at 3505 Northeast 45th, near the Husky Ball Field, or call 522-7003. Quorum Laurelhurst, serving Seattle's finest neighborhoods.
If your attic or crawl space has been damaged by smoke, water, mold, or rodents, the last thing you want to do is crawl around trying to clean it up. So call Clean Crawls. We specialize in crawl space cleanups for commercial and residential accounts. Whether it's lower crawls or attics, we feature insulation removal and installation, vapor barrier removal and replacement, and odor elimination and sanitizing. Let us know how we can help you. Find us online at cleancrawl.com.
Petra Mediterranean Bistro invites you to enjoy the ultimate in Mediterranean dining and cuisine. Our mission is to offer our guests an exquisite dining experience with an extensive variety of appetizers, authentic dishes, and our house-made specialties. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or dessert, come discover the authentic tastes of Jordan, Lebanon, Greece, Turkey, and Northern Africa right here in Seattle at 2501 4th Avenue. For reservations or catering information, call 206-728-5389 or see us at petrabistro.com.
Installing, refinishing, or restoring your hardwood floors? Artisan Hardwood Floors provides the highest quality craftsmanship at the most affordable price. For generations, we've been working hard to earn your trust and exceed your expectations. We're experts in all types of hardwood services and specialize in Swedish finish with a wide range of color and top finishes, whether it's installation, sanding, refinishing, restoration, or stairwork. Call 206-933-1703 or 425-644-9639 or go to artisanhardwoodfloors.com.
We all need advice sometimes. When it comes to your vision, talk to people who've been there. They'll point you to UW Medicine Eye Institute at Harborview, like Dave Larson, whose glaucoma was caught and treated early, or Monica Lowe, who thanks to refractive surgery can finally see without glasses. People across our region trust their vision to the UW Medicine Eye Institute. UW Medicine Health System. From here, we change the world. Request an appointment and read more stories at uwmedicine.org/stories.
Well, we talked about Jen Salling being honored here at Senior Day. Since then, Morgan Stewart and then Ashley Tuiasosopo were introduced, and most of the crowd hanging around, giving them a nice round of applause for their service to this softball program over the last 4 years. I'm Mike Brown, along with John Colley. Unfortunately, they couldn't get a win in their final day as a senior, or as a softball player at home in the regular season, as Arizona State won it 6-2. Here to get us updated on other scores, John Colley.
Well, in the Pac-10, California completes the sweep. They beat Oregon State 4-0, but it took 8 innings to do it. Jolene Henderson and Tina Andriana, 7 innings of scoreless ball. Then Jamia Reed scored an unearned run in the top of the 8th. They added 3 more afterwards, but Cal beats Oregon State 4-0 to sweep that series. down in Brentwood, UCLA saves their series. They get 1 from Arizona. Destiny Redondo goes 5 innings. Jessica Hall pitches 2 innings of no-hit relief to get the save as the UCLA beats Arizona 5-1. The big offensive stars were Devin Lindahl, the center fielder, and Alyssa Tiumalu, the catcher, both going deep for the Bruins. In Oregon, Stanford and Oregon have each won a game so far in their series, and it's at the top of the 5th. The Ducks are ahead 2-1 with Tegan Gearhart and Brittany Rumfelt battling it out. There's 2 on and 1 out for the Cardinal in the top of the 5th in that ball game. They're going to be battling for 4th place in the Pac-10. The standings are Arizona State at the top of the pack at 15-3. The Cal Bears having a strong season, 13-5, strongly in second place. Arizona has a chance if Cal loses all 3 and Arizona wins all 3 next week to tie Cal for second. They are 10-8 on the season. Stanford just 9-8, waiting the outcome of today's game. Oregon right behind them at 8-9. UCLA with the win moves up into 6th place. They are 8-10 in the Pac-10. UW falls to 7-11. They're in 7th place in the Pac-10. The good news is they will be taking on the last place Oregon State Beavers next weekend down in Corvallis. Oregon State falls to 1-17 on the season. That's the only team in the Pac-10 that is not going to the postseason. The 7 others will be in a regional.
Looking ahead for the Washington Huskies, one more 3-game series, and they'll be wrapping up the regular season. It'll be in Corvallis against Oregon State beginning on Thursday. Once again, Thursday. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, because next Sunday is Selection Sunday, and we'll have the draw for the NCAA tournament. So on Thursday, they play at 3 o'clock. Friday at 3 o'clock as well, and John and I will be in Corvallis and have live radio for you for those 2 ball games. We will not do the season finale on Saturday, but we will be on board for all the postseason games wherever the Huskies happen to be. We will be there with them and bring you the action live. Once again, the final score here from Husky Softball Stadium, 6-2 as Arizona State completes the weekend sweep of Washington. Huskies still have a busy day ahead. They are going to have their postseason kickoff and senior award banquet coming up later on at 5 o'clock this afternoon at the Don James Center. So today, not close to being over yet for the Husky softball program. A big thanks to our engineer, Gary Hill, back at 1150 AM KKNW, and for my color commentator, John Cowley. This is Mike Brown saying thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you from Corvallis on Thursday afternoon. So long for now.